3 years, I have filmed the same event. It's an awesome event. But the last 2 years, I have done it on my own, and it has been incredibly hard. This year, I actually ended up shooting it again, but I made sure to book Brandon early enough for this shoot. And so I wanted to break it down because it's a pretty involved conference event, and it has a lot of moving parts. And so I wanted to break this down and kind of just talk about how we managed to do it. My name is Jeremy Levison. I run and operate Levison Media Group, a marketing company for local businesses and nonprofits in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This event, as I said, is a very involved event. We handle the B-roll filming for the highlight recap. We handle the interviews that go into the highlight recap as the story. And then we handle the long form recordings of all the panels and all the discussion. Now, this results in, I think, 7 total cameras, 2 audio recorders, and a lot of footage. Let's break this down. So this year it was a little bit different because it was actually split into 2 days. The first day we ended up setting up the long form recording stuff, which was 2 GH6s and an S5 IIX. And we put those all on tripods on the camera risers that we had. And that was what ran the entire panel discussions and speakers. I did run all of these cameras off of power delivery, but there wasn't really an outlet near us. And so we ended up using the DJI Power 1000 that I bought, and we ran all 3 cameras off of that for the entire day. And we actually ended up charging stuff off of it. It was incredible. This thing is a tank, and it lasted the whole day, and I think it still had like 75% left by the end of the day, which is crazy to me. We ended up running all 3 cameras off of that power supply because I didn't want to have to run V-mounts on all of them. I figured this would be easier. So we ended up doing that, and it ended up working. And for all of the long form recordings, here are all of the angles that we worked with. Basically, we like to have kind of a wide shot, gets the whole stage almost. And then for like the panels, we like to have basically half of the panels on one tighter shot and half of the panels on the other tighter shot. For speakers, we like to have kind of a wide shot, and then we like to have a tighter shot and then a medium tight shot. And so this just gives us really good angles to cut to, so that way when we're editing it, we have enough angles to work with. And honestly, like, these cameras are incredible for this kind of work. They last all day, they do not die, they do not overheat. You can get pretty small file sizes with the 72 megabytes 4K MP4 in 10-bit, which means we can still shoot logs. That was the long form recordings. For the audio that we plugged into the board, we used a Zoom F3, and the reason I do that is it has 32-bit float. So basically, I can pull that back if they do clip. We also handled the interviews. Now, these interviews are a crucial part of the story. This is basically what I use to tell the story of this event and why it's important. We want to make sure that we get quality audio and quality video. The downside with this room was that it was kind of bland. It was a normal conference room at a hotel, but it was right next to the spot we were at, so it was easy for us to just pull people to get interviewed. We ended up actually dressing up the set a little bit with some plants in the background, as you'll see in the footage, and so that kind of just helped set dress the whole thing, which was all we really could do. For audio, we were running the Sennheiser MKE600 on the RA boom pole, and that was running into a Zoom H6. Now, I, again, would normally run into the 6K Pro, but recently I've been just kind of thinking, like, if the 6K Pro footage dies, I lose the audio as well. So I ended up running into the Zoom H6, which I think actually sounds incredible, and that was what we were running for audio. For the main camera, we were running the 6K Pro with the 18-35, and I think we had 2 stops of ND on there. For the B camera, we were running the GH7 shooting ProRes. We had a 50mm lens on there just so we could really blur out the background. And for lighting, we had a Nanlite FS300B with the Aperture Light Dome 2 as our key light, and I think we had that at about 4,000 Kelvin. And then for the hair light, we had the Nanlite FS300B, again with a F10 Fresnel, like I most of the time do, and that was our hair light. I think I had that at 2,700 Kelvin because I really want that warmth. I don't know why, but I like a warm hair light. So that was the interviews. They all ended up sounding and looking great. For the main event stuff, we changed things up a little bit. Recently, I have been kind of not unhappy, but I've been wanting more than what the Lumix cameras give me when it comes to event work and video work and whatnot. I think they're great and easy to use for most people, but I desire a bit more. And so we ended up using two Blackmagic Pocket 4Ks. One was on a handheld rig and the other was a gimbal rig. The handheld rig, I ended up trying out the Easy rig for the first time, and I can say with certainty that I am buying one 100%. But I had the Easy rig with the Pocket 4K, but that allowed me to run a 181 watt hour V-mount battery. And why I love that thing is because I could power my camera the entire day. I did switch batteries, but like with an hour left to spare in the day, and only because I was on one tick of battery. I probably could have finished the day, but I didn't want to tempt fate. The other thing that I did add was a wireless follow focus from Tilta. Now I did rent this and I absolutely loved it. It was so nice to be able to use a wireless follow focus so that I could just not have to touch the lens and everything, and I could just hold the handle and focus. So that was awesome. And for the Pocket 4K gimbal rig, we had the 12-35 on there with the Ronin follow focus. And so that allows Brandon, when he's walking around, to focus the gimbal with that focus wheel on the gimbal. The main thing was we were there to capture the B-roll. Overall, it was a really great event. I say that there's a lot of moving pieces. It's more just that we have to think about so many different things. We have to think about the interviews. We have to think about setting up for the long form recordings and making sure that the cameras are always recording and staying on. Got to make sure that we're getting a good range of coverage so that we can really tell the story of the event. And in the past couple years, I felt like because I had to do everything on my own, the interviews and the long form recordings were incredible, but I lost out on the B-roll capture because I had to go film the interviews rather than capture the networking that happens at the break. So this year, it was really great to be able to have two people running the show, especially a guy like Brandon, who I can just kind of tell him to go do things and he does things. So I think overall, like if you're filming events, if you're doing conferences, hire a second person, make sure it's in the budget. Overall, it went so smoothly. I didn't even have to stress, and it was just so nice to be able to get all of the shots that I wanted. It's just something that's fun to have repeat business. These people keep continually putting their trust in me, and I don't take that for granted. So I think overall, I really do appreciate that people keep coming back to me and wanting my expertise and wanting my company. With that, if you have any questions, comments, please put them in the comments section below. If you like this style of video, please let me know. If you have any questions specifically about this event, gear related questions, setup related questions, please put them in the comment section below. With that, I hope you have a great day and I will see you in the next one.